So hit it.
Okay.
We're talking about the Mound House first.
Okay, so you may be aware that the Mound House was recently designated on the official listing of the National Park Service's U.S. Department of Interior historically significant sites and properties throughout the country.
Yes.
And that is a huge, huge deal.
Yes.
It took Allison basically the better part of a year, maybe even longer, to secure the designation. It's very stringent requirements in order to do that, down to the number of words and the spacing on your page and the number of photos. And it has to be endorsed by the county and by the state and then at the federal government. And so it's a huge, huge accomplishment for the hard work of of Allison and lots of other people that were involved in the activity. And there's a wonderful write-up in this week's edition of the Sandpaper. Gary Mooney again did his usual fabulous job.
He's awesome.
Of covering the whole account.
So what is your role? What do you do at the Mound House?
Well, actually, I wear two hats at the Mound House. I'm a docent. That was my first my first responsibility.
You're a what?
I'm a docent.
What is that?
A docent is different.
Forgive me for not knowing.
Okay, a docent is different from a volunteer. And Seal Spuler is the one that told me the definitional differences. And a docent tells you something you didn't know before you arrived. So you're not just a volunteer.
Are you also at the Mound House?
I am. I'm also a docent.
Okay.
Okay, now, back at you. What is a docent now?
It's a volunteer.
Lusa Mound that was 800 to 1,000 years in construction time, and they lived on it for about
the oldest standing structure on our island. And what is so wonderful about it is when Seal Spuler, who we hope to stop by today, but
that would be great. Oh, she doesn't want to come over?
She is here on the ground.
Isn't she sitting?
There is
She's
right over there.
Oh, she'll be over here if I have my way.
Blouse.
If I have my way with her, she'll be over here.
She's a little shy. So anyway, Seal Spuler was one of the original docents. So
she was the original docent.
She was the original docent.
She put together the docent program at the behest of the town.
Yes. So when the town was 5 years young, they purchased this property. Now, how cool is that? You have a town that's only 5 years old. Right. You have zero money, but you have visions and possibilities are to preserve this structure and this mound of 2.77 acres for all time. So,
And there are people that have lived in this island their entire lives that have not been to the Mound House.
Right.
And we sort of came up with a method to rectify that by having a Christmas market in December.
Yes.
And Gail is the chair of that event. Gail and I tag team on a lot of fundraising for the Mound House. And so Gail takes charge of the Christmas market. And in conjunction with that, Allison opens the door so it's free admission to the museum the day of the Christmas market. And that is also done in conjunction with the Women's Club Christmas Tree Festival.
Yes.
Which is the same weekend in December, which is just really fabulous.
Nice. You guys do a lot of volunteering.
We do a lot of volunteering. And the reason why we do volunteer, and I was just doing business with the Yacht Club here in Fort Myers Beach, because the Yacht Club happens to be looking for a home for their meetings in season.
Yeah.
Because they don't have office space that they maintain. So I was like, the Women's Club is a community center. Would you ever consider maybe coming to the Women's Club and using us for your meetings, just like Community Foundation does and the Garden Club here in Fort Myers Beach?
And they're getting a whole new, their location is getting redone, right? The Women's
we hope to. We want to launch a capital campaign.
Oh, okay.
We had an architect donate the drawings.
Nice.
And we had a landscape architect donate landscaping options. So it's going to take money. And we're just in the early stages of figuring out how to pull that off.
It seems like this community always manages to pull things off like that. So do you have any? Oh, this chair is hot. Wow. And I apologize for making you two sit out in the sun. You're baking right now. I said I got to be out in a central location. I think my laptop's going to blow up. It's so nice and hot out.
Yeah, we got to be over by Ron Fleming.
They're all sitting under the shade over there.
Delicious taste of the beach.
24th year for the Taste of the Beach. Is that right? And it used to be held at the Mound House, or no, Bay Oaks, right? Is that right? That's what somebody told me this morning.
No, I don't know the background on that. Because to be honest,
it's fine to say hello. Yes. We want everybody to stop by and say hi.
Yes. I do.
We are on
Yes.
Old Estero Boulevard for the 24th annual Taste of the Beach, and that means that I think there are 15 businesses competing for prizes. There is a food tasting contest that's going on later today, and the wife was supposed to be a food taster until there was this conflict today with the move. So she, last time I talked to her, she was up
Good
in
seeing you
northern.
again.
Oh, she was in
Okay.
Georgia,
So where's your daughter moving to?
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Her and her boyfriend are have some business they have going up there, so they're starting this week, and they're moving up to Chattanooga, which is cool because it's kind of close to Nashville. We love to go to Nashville.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an awesome city. So, what do you guys want to tell us about what you know about the Taste of the Beach?
Actually, this is my very first time at Taste of the
No
Beach.
way.
Well, you know why? Because
No.
I still go north for the summer.
Okay.
And this year, I intentionally am not going until all this cool stuff that kind of anchors shoulder season down here happened. So this is my first opportunity to volunteer. So actually, I'm volunteering on the afternoon shift. So I'm on from 1 to 4. So I'll know a lot more then.
Have you
And
been
it's
to?
my third year
Okay.
volunteering, and Seal Spieler was really the impetus for me to volunteer down here.
She seems like she's behind a lot of the stuff that goes on down
She
here.
certainly is. We love her to death. She's a very generous,
Yep.
warm, but slightly private person.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had her on the show. I'm not
No.
sure
She might not come.
if we.
Would she ever be on the show?
I hope so. Seal, you gonna come on the Seal? Oh, she's busy hobnobbing with people. So already a big crowd. They opened up at 11 o'clock.
They did.
And do you know what time we're going until
Seal
today?
says no.
It's until 4 p.m. or if the food and the beer runs out beforehand.
Right.
And Gail is
Hey.
actually going to be on duty as a beer bartender, correct?
I can tell you something very exciting. We
Okay,
have a
please
new
do.
IPA from Berry Me Brewery in Fort Myers. No, I don't know where it's at, but it's an IPA, and it's awesome. I had a little taste test about 10:30 this morning.
I'm surprised you didn't bring a taste test over to us. That would have been
Well,
perfect.
There's every possibility that I
Nice.
could, but we might have to remain in the beer garden.
Okay,
area.
gotcha. Yeah, and
We
the beer
I think
garden.
there are certain regulations. We've got a beautiful beer garden set up this year with tables and umbrellas because it was really, really warm last
I
year,
remember.
and people were trying to hide in the shade
I remember.
desperately.
I remember.
Like that was part of the big promotion is that was the shaded beer garden today.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's wonderful.
That was a great
Here in
addition.
the sun.
Now
Yes.
I'm going to have Megan come on and talk a little bit about it. If you guys want to grab water or get out of the sun for 2 minutes, I don't mean to
That's
to,
great.
uh,
That sounds
to
like an excellent idea.
baste you at
So
all.
Megan
So
doesn't realize that she's
you
being,
know she does. She's just too busy talking to people. And Megan is going to come over. Megan was on the organizing committee. Come on over. I'm going to get them out of the sun for a little while because I'm baking them, and then they're going to come right back and continue their special guest hosting duties. Grab some water. I have a long. Yes, I think one of them is
I think we could get
long
her to
enough,
do it.
and I can actually swivel the Facebook and YouTube on.
You
Megan,
got her cornered. You can get her.
I know we're pretty close to Seal. So how are things going so far?
Wow, we just opened the gates. Amazing. People were lined up down the street.
And so tell us what it costs to get in and what's going on.
Sure thing. It's a $5 recommended donation for entry, and food and beer tickets are $1 a piece.
Okay.
We have absolutely amazing food. I've already gotten a couple bites here and there,
Mhm.
and they have outdone themselves this year.
Can you name any of the restaurants?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I didn't mean to put you on the spot to
No,
memorize
no.
them all, but they keep walking by right here too,
I
and you
think
get
I've
a
talked to them
smell
all
of it.
enough this week that I better know
Okay.
them all. So we have Doc Ford's, Dixie, The Whale. We have Castaways coming by us right
Hey,
here.
what do you got there?
We have.
Oh wow, that looks. What is that from? That
Looks
was from,
good,
yeah,
doesn't
that was
it?
that was from Castaways.
We have the Salty Crab. We have Coast. We have Love Boat Ice Cream. We have Bayfront Bistro. We have Pink Shell. We have Fishtail Restaurant. We have Pinchers. We have Nervous Nellies and Sunset Grill.
Couldn't ask for a nicer day.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit hot, but
gorgeous.
still, I mean, that's
Yeah,
Florida.
But
That's
it's
why we're here.
breezy, and everybody is here and ready to eat.
And the beer garden is a new ad too. What's
I know.
it's over next to?
It's over in the parking lot right across from SOB. They've got all sorts of different beer offerings this year, plus wine, plus like hard seltzers. So definitely something for everybody over there. It's also where we'll be having the 2:00 server competition. It's always a huge favorite.
Server competition means what?
All these guys come out and they do an obstacle course against one another. They really get into it.
Yeah, with
They
the
get a
food or the
nice-
beer?
No, we have a just a setup for them. They have
Uh-huh.
different tasks they have to do.
Oh, no kidding.
And they always really get into it to go up against one another because there's a nice cash prize for the winner.
Awesome. So you put a lot of work into this,
Yeah.
and now you see what it turns into. How does
Yeah.
that feel?
Feels awesome.
Would you do it again?
Oh, this is my 5th year I've been involved with this. In a heartbeat, I would do it. It's my favorite.
Now, last time we had you on the show was, I think, last weekend or 2 weekends ago.
Couple
Any
weeks ago.
update on the wedding? I had to ask you about that.
Oh, things are moving forward.
Yeah,
Things are moving
okay.
forward. We're just, we're excited about it. It's just going to be a great weekend.
Awesome. Well, anything that we missed that people should know about when they come down? I see girls walking down with buckets. Is there some kind of raffle going on?
Yeah, it's not a raffle. Actually, we're doing donation collection for the fireworks fundraiser for 4th of July.
Oh,
And people can drop in cash. Or if they're leaving the event and they still have leftover tickets, we'll take those tickets, turn them into cash, and donate it the value.
okay. And the fireworks is 4th of July or
4th
the end of the year?
July.
Okay, 4th of July.
And I don't want to forget Lee County elections. They're always great to us. They come out and they set up voting booths for People's Choice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what's nice too is there's a nice breeze to knock down the heat a little bit.
Yeah,
so
it's
now
great today.
I know you're running around crazy. So if you want to send somebody over from any of the
I will.
restaurants or from the elections, send them right over. It's
I
hard
will,
for us to roam
definitely.
around without
I'll
a
grab
wireless.
a couple people and
Awesome.
send them your way. And we appreciate you here as always.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you guys have done to make us part of the community. I know that Kim, sometimes she's hard to work with, but we adjust and
I refuse to answer that, Kim. You know I'm not going to jump on that.
she's listening in the rental truck on her way to Tennessee
I know,
right now.
I feel so bad for her. I wish
She's-
she was here instead.
She is really upset that you can't taste food. So, but thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll
I'll
see
grab
you
you a
soon.
couple
Yes,
people.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, Ellen, did
All
you
right.
cool off a little bit? I
Yep.
saw you guys over there getting some water, which is nice, and
Yep. And
getting
Gail
some
is still
shade.
visiting.
Gail's got to come back
She's
too.
coming back over now.
And I want to thank Erin Hennessy, who set us up with you two as guest hosts. She said you guys would be awesome, and she's great to the show, and she was 100% correct. So, what were you doing over there?
Yes.
Hobnobbing with the people?
I was talking to Sue O'Brien and her gentleman friend Bill.
And actually, what they were talking about is something that segues back to what some of the things we do for the Mound House.
Let's hear it.
Yes.
In addition to the Christmas market that Gail oversees,
Which is going to be December 14th this year at the Mound House from 10 until 3. And Momentum Brewery is going to be there for any beer lovers on this podcast.
so in the spring, we hold what we call the Artful Intersection. This will be our 3rd year, so we're calling it 3.0 so that we can be a little geeky. And Artful Intersection is an evening event that people are now calling a party, not a fundraiser. And we have a live auction of art and experiences. And the experiences are with notable people on the beach. So Gail was talking to Sue and Bill about going to an event at the Beach's house. So, Randa is a master gardener and Bill is a master naturalist.
And
the-
Randa also is a master naturalist.
Wait, back up. What is a master naturalist?
Master naturalist is a person that has knowledge through certified courses from the state. And we have knowledge about a lot of different things.
Gail
The
is one, too.
wildlife, the birds, the shells, sea life, coastal wetlands, coastal beach formation, dune formation. So there are 3 modules offered.
Mhm.
And I'm certain that Bill and Randa have completed all 3 of those. But they encouraged me to get into that too, and it's a wonderful program. It used to be held on our island at Newton Cottage, at the Seven Seas Cottage at Newton Beach, but it has changed now. It's moved off island, but it's a wonderful course.
So maybe we can get it back on island at the Women's Club.
It's always possible. We're
Now,
always open to possibilities.
Bill, go
So
ahead.
Bill Veach today or tomorrow evening, Randa and Bill Veach graciously agreed to have an experience. Just some people there to watch sunset and maybe talk a little bit about the beach. So when they came back from Bhutan, they 2 days before our event on March 22nd, Artful Intersection 2.0 at the Women's Club, they had jet lag. So
Okay.
Bill got up to the microphone with our Rick, our auctioneer, and said, yes, we're having this entirely wonderful program, and it's going to be about all things beach on Beach. And we're going to talk. So Monday night, 4 of us going that bought the experience through our intersection. So all the proceeds, as Ellen mentioned, benefit the programming at the Mound House.
Nice.
So we thought, how can we best celebrate all the incredible people we have on this island? And that included Seal Spuler. So Seal had put on a wonderful play and at her home for a party of 4, where her and Dan Hughes, one of our former mayors of Fort Myers
Great guy.
Beach, got together. And they used to do these plays imitating the Cases and the Long family that used to live on what is now the Mound House Museum.
Wow.
So they just had an experience that was auctioned off for a wonderful sum of money.
So this is what we did for this Artful Intersection. We only auctioned off art. Obviously, they were all original paintings, and then experiences with notable people on the beach. And Gail and I were very proud of our success with this event. In the past, I think the highest amount we'd ever earned for a fundraiser was, I used to say, well, we were getting close to 10,000. We netted $23,000 from this event.
That's
and this
crazy.
Is just island people coming and having a fun evening on the beach. And as I said, people that couldn't come told me they missed the party.
Now, this thing Monday night, is it open to other people, or was it like a kind of a closed group?
It is not. It's a closed group.
Okay.
There'll be just 4 of us on Monday night at the Beach's home, where we're going to have wine and hors d'oeuvres. Randa is going to be making a Middle Eastern palette of appetizers for us. And we're really going to talk about all things beach on Beach. So we bought this experience at Artful Intersection.
Okay.
Yes,
Won
we
it
bid on it.
successfully
Yes.
at an auction. And the auction was
that's
lively.
much better to say.
We had many people were bidding on many of these experiences with their friends and neighbors.
Nice.
In fact, one of them we wound up having to double and triple, and that was a dinner with Allison Geeson, who's the executive director of the Mound House and actually all things cultural on this island. And so it's 12 people are going to have dinner with her on the Mound House, and you choose whether you want to have it in the house, out on the lawn, or on the observation pier. And there was so many
Really
people
exciting.
wanted it. We sold 3 of those dinners.
Wow.
And
Wonder
they
if,
each went for just shy of $2,000 a piece.
Wow. I wonder if we could auction off something at our house or guest on the show. Or,
Yes.
you guys want real money. You don't want chump change. Well, that's pretty cool.
It was
That's
way
really cool.
And we intentionally did it with things that you can't buy in a store. And we decided we're not going to go to all the merchants on this beach and say, give us stuff to re-auction. So we did things that you couldn't buy other places.
Well,
And it was very successful.
I'm gonna let you guys get more water and cool off and come back with another great story like
all right,
that,
we
please.
have lots of them.
And we have we're gonna be weaving in guests from this Taste of Fort Myers Beach, which is live until 4:00. Well, it's on Old Estero Boulevard. Start at 11:00. It's $5 to get in, and $1 to get some food tasting. And right now, thanks to Megan, we have a special guest, and John Gavin is the chairman of the board of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce. Is that right, John?
That's right.
You know,
Appreciate
it's very nice when you wear a name tag and I don't have to, guess. But thanks for coming on. What a great event you have here.
Oh, I do appreciate it. It was a lot of help, a lot of volunteers, and a whole bunch of an army of people making it happen.
It's so great to see all these people out here. Season is over, and you have to come up with events to help the local businesses, and this seems to be one of the ones that is really awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a tremendous amount of fun. It is so much. Even working in it's fun.
Yeah. So we have 15 businesses, I think Megan said, and the planning for this probably starts months and months, or maybe even the day after it ends this year.
Actually, yeah, they basically the committee on this, but a bunch of us, we meet right afterwards and kind of have an autopsy on the event and figure out stuff for next year.
Right. Now, somebody was telling me, it might have been Bill Veach, that he was telling me that this used to be held at Bay Oaks back in the day. Is that correct?
I think maybe a couple decades ago. I think
okay,
so, yes.
long time ago. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is scheduling many things, many events. Talk about some of the other ones coming up that people should know about.
Well, the biggest on the beach now is the Roar Offshore.
Right.
Just in the last month or so. It's been in the works to try to move it here for the first time in 15 plus years. For months before that, but in the last month, 6 weeks, it's kind of been public and things are rocking and rolling. Yeah, it's going to be huge. If you don't know what the Roar Offshore is, it's the offshore powerboat racing, the OPA division. It's going to be their national championships.
Yeah, we had them on the show a few weeks ago, and I think I saw them walking around here. I don't know if they have a booth set up somewhere down the road, but I did see them walking around hobnobbing.
And they are here. I'm not sure if they have a booth either. I've been in the back room, so to speak, setting stuff up. And
now that's going to be a 3-day event or a 4-day event. I mean, it's going to be a long.
Yes, I think the events for it will be 3 days. But there'll be stuff happening a little bit beforehand, and then some spillover afterwards, but particularly beforehand. Very
kid friendly, very family friendly, and people should look forward to that in October. Correct?
Yes.
Is that before season starts or as season starts? Or
down here at the beach, October traditionally has been like the slowest month.
Okay.
We're 3 miles. Gavin's Ace Hardware. We're 3 miles off the beach, and our season actually ramps up through October. But it doesn't really happen down here till November. So that's wonderful. It's their family businesses down here at the beach used to take the month off.
Oh, really?
So it's that slow, or can be. So it's bringing something down here to the beach that when it's needed.
Right. Are you looking forward to the new hotel when it comes in?
Older established one, 3 miles off the beach here, San Carlos Boulevard. And then the newer one in its 5th year, North Cape Coral, just off Pine Island Road and Hancock Bridge.
And how long have you had the business?
36 years, the main store, and in our 5th year at the new store.
Performs.
I'd say there's a number of things to it, but pricing is an interesting thing. There's an old strategy. There's a 20%, 80%. If you put 20% of it,
buying some breakfast and lunch and coming down and enjoying bands at Times Square, things like that,
which is a ball.
For a commerce president, why are you doing that?
I appreciate you asking that. I'm the president's a paid position, and then our board of directors are volunteer, and it all spreads out from there. But no, it's just a lot of fun.
How many members are on the volunteers are on the chamber?
That's another interesting point too. You don't have to be a chamber member to get involved and volunteer. I believe at the sand sculpting event, she has over 600 volunteers.
Oh, that thing is awesome. That event is crazy.
Yeah, and I think we're looking for possibly 500 or 600. I go to a meeting tomorrow afternoon, volunteers for the boat races. And it's the community that makes this happen. And a lot of the volunteers, again, are not chamber members. They they want to be a part of stuff, and they enjoy being out in the sun and the sand. And
awesome. So if there's a business that's coming in and opening up, or there's a local business that's not a member now, why should they become a member, and how do they do it?
Love that question. There are a lot of businesses who just don't think they should join. And if you don't get involved, you don't get as much out of it.
Okay.
But on the other hand, your membership can be the biggest thing, because we are the voice of the Fort Myers Beach businesses with the local town council, with Lee County. We've even had our previous president's been up in Washington, D.C. On down.
Gotcha. So is there a chamber event coming up, like in terms of businesses that can come and, you having a little mixer or anything like, where new businesses can show up and try and get a feel from the current board members or current businesses that are on the board that can say, hey, come on, this makes sense. You should be with us.
You've done this before, haven't you? You got some good questions.
Thank you for mentioning that. Back in the old days.
Yes, we have monthly meetings.